In the lively and always moving city of Riverview, life never seems to slow down. The streets are packed with people rushing to work, chatting in coffee shops, and living their busy lives. The gyms in Riverview are just as crowded, filled with people chasing their fitness goals. From weightlifters grunting under heavy barbells to runners sprinting on treadmills, it's a place where energy never fades. One of these gyms is where 28-year-old Maya Thompson can be found. Maya is new to Riverview. She moved here just a few weeks ago. She doesn't like the loud and flashy personalities that fill the gym. Maya prefers to stay in the background. She's calm, focused, and doesn't draw attention to herself. At least, not intentionally. But there's something about her, something that makes people stop and look. Maybe it's the way she carries herself, with a quiet confidence and sharp, steady eyes. She doesn't say much, but her presence feels strong, like there's more to her than meets the eye. Let us know where you're from and share your own gym experiences in the comments below. Have you faced challenges like Maya or learned life-changing lessons? We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content and click the like button if you enjoyed this story. On a typical Tuesday evening, Maya is in the gym, working out by herself. She's using a punching bag tucked away in the corner of the room. Her movements are smooth and powerful, her punches landing with a controlled rhythm. A few gym-goers pause to watch her, whispering to each other. "She's good," one of them says. "She's not just practicing. She's trained." But Maya doesn't notice or care. She's focused, her mind somewhere else as her fists strike the bag with perfect precision. Brandon Cross is well known at the gym, but not in a good way. He's the loudest guy in the room, always showing off, always making sure everyone notices him. He's tall and muscular, but his personality is bigger than his biceps. Brandon thrives on being the center of attention, and he doesn't like it when anyone else gets in his way. Tonight, Brandon is in one of his usual moods. He sees Maya working out in the corner, drawing quiet attention from some of the gym members. This annoys him. Who does she think she is? He wonders. People are supposed to be watching him, not some quiet new girl. Brandon smirks, cracking his knuckles and heads toward her. "Hey," he says loudly, his voice booming across the gym. Maya doesn't stop or even glance at him. She keeps punching the bag, her focus unshaken. Brandon doesn't like being ignored. He steps closer. "Hey, I'm talking to you," he says again, this time louder. Maya stops for a moment, glances at him briefly, and then goes back to her workout, completely unfazed. The gym grows quiet as people notice what's happening. Brandon's face reddens with frustration. He strides forward and gives the punching bag a hard shove, making it swing wildly. Maya steps back, calm as ever, her sharp eyes locking onto him for just a moment. It's as if she's assessing him, studying him like a book she's already read before. "What's the matter?" Brandon taunts. "You scared? Or you just can't handle someone better than you?" The gym crowd starts murmuring. Some people look worried. Others are curious to see how Maya will react. But Maya doesn't take the bait. She steps away from the bag, grabs her water bottle, and starts to leave. Brandon, feeling his ego slipping, steps in her path. "Hey, don't walk away from me," he snaps. Maya stops, turning to face him. Her expression doesn't change. It's calm, almost too calm. And there's something in her gaze that makes a few people watching shiver. She doesn't speak, but the look in her eyes says more than words ever could. It's a look that says, "I know exactly what I'm doing." The gym members whisper more now. "Who is she?" One woman asks. "She's not afraid of him at all," someone else says, but no one knows the answer. Maya's past is a mystery, her silence leaving everyone guessing. As Brandon stares her down, waiting for a reaction, Maya simply steps around him and walks away. She doesn't look back, leaving behind a gym full of murmurs, questions, and a frustrated Brandon Cross, whose pride has taken its first hit. Brandon Cross has been stewing in anger since their earlier encounter. His pride has taken a hit, and he can't stand the fact that Maya ignored him in front of everyone. To him, respect means attention, and Maya has given him none. Fueled by his bruised ego, Brandon watches as Maya heads for the door. His fists tighten as he decides to make a move. "Hey you!" Brandon shouts across the gym. Heads turn as his voice booms through the room. Maya doesn't stop walking, but Brandon is quick. He strides over and blocks her path before she can reach the exit. "You think you can just walk away from me?" he says, his voice dripping with arrogance. "You think you're better than me?" Maya looks up at him, her face calm and unreadable. The gym falls silent as people gather to watch, sensing that something big is about to happen. "Move," Maya says softly, her voice steady but firm. Brandon laughs, a loud, mocking sound. "Or what? You're gonna hit me." He steps closer, trying to intimidate her. "Let me guess. You're all talk." When Maya doesn't respond, Brandon grows bolder. His hand shoots out, grabbing her arm tightly in a threatening way. The crowd gasps, some murmuring for someone to step in, but no one does. They're frozen, watching the scene unfold like something out of a movie. What happens next is so fast that most people don't even see it. In one smooth motion, Maya twists her arm free, steps to the side, and grabs Brandon's wrist. Before he can react, she sweeps his legs out from under him with a single precise move. In seconds, Brandon is on the floor, pinned, and completely immobilized. The gym goes completely silent. People stare in shock, their mouths open. Maya isn't even out of breath. She's crouched over Brandon, her grip firm but controlled, her face still calm. She looks at him for a moment, her sharp eyes locking onto his. Then she lets go and steps back. Brandon scrambles to his feet, his face red with humiliation and anger. "You got lucky," he growls, but there's a tremor in his voice. He knows what just happened wasn't luck. Still, his pride won't let him admit it. He storms out of the gym, pushing past anyone in his way, while Maya calmly picks up her bag and leaves. The crowd is left stunned, whispering among themselves. "Did you see that?" Someone says. "She dropped him like it was nothing." "Who is she?" another person asks. It doesn't take long for rumors to start spreading. Later that night, one gym member went through the gym record and discovered she is a member of the Navy SEALs. People begin speculating that Maya isn't just a regular person. Could she really be the woman from the video? If so, why is she here, living such a quiet, normal life? Maya, however, says nothing. She doesn't confirm or deny anything, leaving everyone guessing. Meanwhile, Brandon is seething. At home, he punches a wall in frustration, replaying the humiliating moment in his head over and over again. He can't believe he was taken down so easily, by a woman, no less. His ego won't let him move on. Instead, he becomes obsessed with finding out who Maya really is. He starts digging into her past, searching for any information he can find. What he discovers leaves him shocked. Maya Thompson isn't just anyone. She's the most decorated operative in Navy SEALs history, a legend among military circles. Known for her unmatched skill in combat and her success in covert missions, Maya retired quietly, avoiding fame and attention. She doesn't seek recognition or glory, but those who know her name speak of her with awe. Brandon's hands tremble as he stares at the screen, reading article after article about her. How is this even possible? He mutters to himself. The more he learns, the more his obsession grows. He convinces himself that he needs to prove he's better than her, that he can beat her somehow. But deep down, a small voice in his head whispers the truth. Maya is on a level he'll never reach, and that thought terrifies him. Let us know where you're from and share your own gym experiences in the comments below. Have you faced challenges like Maya or learned life-changing lessons? We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content and click the like button if you enjoyed this story. Brandon Cross couldn't sleep. Night after night, The memory of being pinned to the gym floor by Maya haunted him. It wasn't just the humiliation. It was the fact that she had done it so effortlessly, without breaking a sweat. No one had ever made him feel so powerless before. Now, his obsession was consuming him, driving him to do whatever it took to prove that he was stronger. Desperate to reclaim his pride, Brandon came up with a plan. If he couldn't beat Maya one-on-one, he'd force her into a situation she couldn't handle. He started spreading lies around the gym, whispering to anyone who would listen. "You know she's not who she says she is, right?" he told one gym-goer. "I heard she's running from her past. People like her think they're tough, but they got weaknesses like anyone else." The rumors spread quickly. Some believed him, others didn't, but the whispers only fueled Brandon's anger. His next move was to hire someone who could do what he couldn't. Through shady connections, Brandon found an underground fighter named Damien, a hulking man with a reputation for dirty tactics and brutal strength. Brandon promised Damien a hefty sum to confront Maya and teach her a lesson. "She thinks she's untouchable," Brandon told Damien, his voice dripping with venom. "But you'll prove she's nothing." Unknown to Brandon, someone overheard his plans. Sophia, a quiet and kind gym member, had always admired Maya's strength and calm presence. She had witnessed the earlier confrontation and noticed how Maya never reacted out of anger, even when Brandon had pushed her. To Sophia, Maya wasn't just strong. She was someone to look up to. One evening, Sophia approached Maya as she was finishing her workout. "Maya," she said softly, glancing around to make sure no one was listening, "I need to warn you about something." Maya paused, her sharp eyes meeting Sophia's. "What is it?" "It's Brandon," Sophia explained. "He's planning something. I heard him talking to some guy. He's setting you up. He wants to confront you outside the gym, and he's bringing someone with him. Be careful." Maya listened quietly, her expression unreadable. After a moment, she nodded. "Thank you, Sophia," she said. Her voice was calm, steady. "Don't worry about me. I'll handle it." Sophia hesitated. "Are you sure? This guy sounded dangerous." "I've dealt with worse," Maya replied with a faint smile. "But thank you for telling me." That night, as Maya left the gym, she noticed Brandon waiting for her near the alley next to the building. His posture was tense, his face twisted with anger. Beside him stood Damien. It was clear he relished the thought of a fight. "There she is," Brandon sneered. "The big-shot tough girl. Let's see how tough you really are." Maya stopped a few steps away from them, her bag slung over her shoulder. She didn't look afraid. She looked prepared. "This is how you want to do this?" she asked, her voice calm and even. "You're not walking away this time," Brandon spat. He gestured to Damien, who stepped forward. "Show her what real strength looks like." Damien cracked his knuckles and charged at Maya without warning. But Maya didn't flinch. She shifted her stance, her movements smooth and controlled. As Damien swung his massive fist toward her, she sidestepped effortlessly, grabbing his arm and using his momentum against him. In one fluid motion, she twisted his arm behind his back and swept his legs out from under him. The fight was over in seconds. Damien groaned in pain as he hit the ground, completely disarmed. Maya stood over him, her breathing steady. She didn't even look tired. Brandon's face went pale. His plan had backfired spectacularly, and now he was the one who looked weak. This isn't over," he stammered, taking a step back. Maya turned her gaze to him, her eyes sharp and unyielding. She took a step closer and Brandon froze in place, unable to move. "You still don't get it, do you?" Maya said quietly, her voice firm but calm. "Strength isn't about hurting others. It's about knowing when not to fight." Her words hung in the air, echoing through the silent alley. Brandon looked down, his face flushed with shame. Without another word, Maya turned and walked away, her footsteps fading into the night. As she disappeared into the darkness, Sophia watched from a distance, her heart swelling with admiration. Maya wasn't just strong. She was unshakable, a force of quiet power and wisdom. And tonight, she had shown everyone, including Brandon, what true strength really meant. Let us know where you're from and share your own gym experiences in the comments below. Have you faced challenges like Maya or learned life-changing lessons? We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content and click the like button if you enjoy this story. Brandon Cross was a broken man. After his humiliating defeat in the alley, he spent days in a haze of frustration and confusion. He tried to convince himself it wasn't his fault, that Maya had cheated or gotten lucky, but deep down, he knew the truth. Maya was stronger, not just physically, but in a way he couldn't understand. Her calm confidence and the way she had spared him, even when she had every reason to hurt him, stuck in his mind like a thorn. Her words echoed over and over. Strength isn't about hurting others. It's about knowing when not to fight. Brandon started to spiral. He stopped going to the gym and avoided the people who had witnessed his defeat. He spent his nights alone, replaying everything in his mind. He realized his obsession with power and control had been his downfall, not Maya. It wasn't just about her. He had been trying to cover up his own insecurities, his fear of not being enough. Slowly, he began to see that the real battle wasn't with Maya. It was within himself. Meanwhile, Maya's quiet life at the gym was beginning to change. After what happened in the alley, people started to see her differently. At first, they approached her hesitantly, curious about her skills and her unshakable composure. A young woman asked her how she stayed so calm under pressure. A man asked if she could teach him how to defend himself. At first, Maya was reluctant. She had left her past behind for a reason. Teaching others would mean stepping into the spotlight, something she had avoided since retiring from the Navy SEALs. But as more people came to her, Maya began to realize that sharing her knowledge could help others. Slowly, she agreed to teach self-defense classes, starting small and keeping things low-key. Her classes quickly became popular. People didn't just learn how to protect themselves. They gained confidence. Maya's lessons weren't just about fighting. They were about finding inner strength and control. For the first time in a long time, Maya felt like her past experiences were serving a new purpose. One evening, after finishing a class and locking up the gym, Maya heard footsteps behind her. She turned to see Brandon standing there, looking unsure of himself. For a moment, neither of them spoke. "I'm not here to fight," Brandon said finally, his voice quieter than she'd ever heard it. I wanted to say I'm sorry." Maya studied him, her sharp eyes searching his face. He looked different, not the arrogant, loud man she had first met, but someone who seemed lost and a little afraid. "I was wrong," Brandon continued, his words stumbling out. "About everything. I thought strength was about being bigger, tougher, better than everyone else. But you showed me that it's not. And I want to change. I don't want to be that person anymore." Maya didn't say anything right away. She could see he was struggling, his pride and his shame battling inside him. Finally, she spoke. "Change doesn't happen overnight," she said. "It's not easy. If you're serious, it's going to take time and effort. Are you ready for that?" Brandon nodded, his eyes steady. "I'm ready. But I need help. Will you train me? Not just to be stronger, but to be better." Maya was silent for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then, finally, she nodded. "All right," she said, "but only if you're willing to do the work." Over the next few weeks, Brandon became one of Maya's most dedicated students. He wasn't just learning how to fight. He was learning how to control his emotions, how to be patient, how to let go of his ego. It wasn't easy, but Maya's calm guidance helped him stay on track. As she trained him, snippets of Maya's past began to emerge. Through offhand comments and brief moments, her students learned that she had once been one of the Navy SEALs' most decorated operatives. She had led dangerous missions, saved lives, and made sacrifices that few could imagine. But Maya never talked about it openly, leaving much of her story a mystery. In the end, Maya's greatest victory wasn't her military accomplishments or her legendary skills. It was the impact she had on the people around her. Through her quiet strength and wisdom, she helped others overcome their own inner battles, just as she had once overcome hers. And as Brandon stood in the gym one evening, watching Maya demonstrate a move to the class, he realized something. True strength wasn't about defeating others. It was about building people up. And thanks to Maya, he was finally learning what that meant. Let us know where you're from and share your own gym experiences in the comments below. Have you faced challenges like Maya or learned life-changing lessons? We'd love to hear your stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring content and click the like button if you enjoyed this story.